Conversions of group of fields. This functionality is used to copy data from a group of fields to another one. Let's say here we have different sources and different destinations. The first option would be choosing a group of fields in the panel as the source and selecting or mapping fields that we have in the panel of our process. And when the upload is performed, it's going to grab all the values of the last line of the group of fields and is going to upload them into these panel fields. For example, I have a panel field that's called applicant. Let's say it's a prefix field. Well, I'm going to upload this prefix column, only the last value of the last line, into this field here, and so on. Okay, so only the data in the last line is copied. Here we have another operation. This one is just a little bit different because when we select this one, automatic, we select that we want to convert the information of a group of fields into automatic fields, it's going to automatically create these fields for me. So if I have a column that's called applicant, a column that's called value, and a column that's called status, it's just going to create all these general fields automatically with this with the name of the group of fields in front. Okay. And here we're not going to have to map the fields because it's going to do it automatically. Now this third option would be grabbing all the lines in a group of fields and dropping them into another group of fields that's in an own family or in the panel. So we could say we want to copy this content of this group of fields and drop it into an own family group of fields or in another group of the panel. And then this other option allows us to extract the information from an own family and drop it into a group of fields that's also in an own family or in the panel. Okay, so here we have all the different options that we can select. Now, when we perform these conversions of a group of fields, we have to take into account the source and the destination compatibility. So when we map the information, it's only going to offer us the compatible fields. If I'm trying to select, for example, a status field, it's not going to be compatible with another status field if both of them are simple selection fields. So here we see if both of them are multiple selector fields, it's not going to be compatible. Why? Because each one of these simple selection fields has their unique IDs. So I could map from a simple selection to a text field, but not from a simple selection to another different simple selection of a different group of fields. And here we have another scenario where the applicant might be an employee prefix and the destination might be an account prefix. In this case, if the types of families are different, these columns are not going to be compatible either. So we also want to use maybe a different type of field in the destination because we're not going to be able to map prefixes of different types of families. So as it says here, if in the source there's an employee, in the destination we can only select an employee, so a prefix of the same family. If in the source there's selection fields, we're only going to be mapping to text, to one-line text fields. Any type of source field can be mapped to a text field. For example, a numeric field could be mapped into a text field. A date field could be mapped into a text field. A prefix field could be mapped into a text field, but not the other way around. For example, if I have text, I cannot drop it into a numeric field. Okay, but this is something the system is already going to control for us. Now we're going to see how this button works. This button is a conversion between this group of fields and this group of fields. So basically we've mapped the columns in one group of fields to populate the columns of this other group of fields. So when I click on the button, it should copy all of these values and drop them in here. So I click, I update. Remember, if we haven't marked the option to automatically update the group of fields, we're gonna have to click here. Okay, and now we can see we've copied all the values. We had 8 lines in the source, and now we have 8 lines in the destination. Let's see how this button has been configured. I go to the configuration, and here there's a system task action. We've selected up here the type of system task is conversion of group of fields, and we've added a conversion. And in this conversion, we've selected the source or the origin of data is going to be a panel in the group of fields that's called affected, but we could have also selected a group of fields that's in a different family. Okay, so one second. So it's going to extract the lines of this group of fields that's called affected. It's the one we had here on the left of our screen. And the destination is going to be another group of fields that I have in the panel of the process, okay, called affected destination. It's this group of fields that we can see here that we had on the right side of our screen. Okay, and here it says, what do you want to update lines, always create new lines, empty the destination before the conversion, and here we have to map all the fields. So here we're going to map the fields from the source group of fields to the destination group of fields. And here we can also add conditions. So only if these conditions are met, the lines are going to be copied from one group of fields to the other one. Okay, so basically here we select the source group of fields, destination group of fields, also in the panel, and here we map or we create the correspondence between source and destination. Once this has been configured, all we have to do is click on the button and it's going to copy all these values into this group of fields.